welcome to Cadwell Park with the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF Tyres. A very technical circuit, often described as the mini Nürburgring, is going to be very challenging for these youngsters out there today. Joel Wren starts on pole position. Don't forget, last time out at Pembrey he won one of the two races. He's going to be looking to see if he can match that again today. It's over to Richard John Neal to take you through all of the action.
Thanks very much, Lloyd. Pole position today going to Joel Wren in the 41 car. Alongside him is Ollie Turner. Row 2, Joseph Loke with Ted Potts for company on his outside. Avi Locke on row 3 with Alfie Glennie. Alfie having problems in qualifying, not setting a time. And Joseph Loke on the inside of the second row, the light blue car, was driver of the weekend, driver of the meeting at Pembrey last time out. So congratulations to him. But the pole position man has stalled. Problems for Joel Wren. Well, I say stalled, he is moving, so a mechanical problem for Joel Wren, and that seemed to affect Joseph Loke as well. The light blue car is very slow getting away. Oh, that's such a shame when the pole position man on a tight grid has a problem. There is often a knock-on effect. There's a little bit of smoke coming out of the back of the 84 car. And the problem for Joseph is that he's past the pit lane. It's a very long way round this lap to get back to pit lane. The marshals are ushering him to try and get behind the barrier if he can to total safety. Meanwhile, out front, super start from Ted Potts, the outside of row 2. So Ted Potts has got ahead of Ollie Turner. And then behind them, Abbey Locke and Alfie Glennie in third and fourth position. But it's the black and gold 55 machine of Ted Potts, second generation racer, that leads the championship leader, Ollie Turner. Potts looking for a first win in the championship, comes downhill. This is a nice confidence build for him to get into the lead of the race earlier on. Makes a little mistake there, runs wide. That will lose him momentum. And Ollie Turner is seeing the opportunity, goes through on the inside line, Turner through into lead position as they go past the bus stop, the hairpin, then up the mountain here at Cadwell Park. Iconic piece of British racetrack. Here comes the scrap for third place. Alfie Glennie in third in red at the moment, followed by Abbey Locke. Glennie second in the championship, coming here after the Pembrey meeting. And some superb onboard footage here from Abbey Locke. Just look at this racetrack. I'm sure you've seen it before, but if you haven't, what a learning ground for these young drivers. I'm sure they're absolutely thrilled to be here. Come out of the old hairpin, down into Barn Corner next, the right-hander. Last turn on the 2.173 mile circuit here at Cadwell Park. And this is a good battle, and look at Abbey Locke going to what looks like the outside line here, but teeing up the inside for the first corner, which is Coppice, and goes through into third place. Abbey Locke with a good move there, had good momentum coming down the hill, and made it through into third place. Alfie Glennie relegated to fourth position. Remember, had problems in qualifying, didn't set a time. So the race is going to be effectively, I guess, his proper practice, qualifying, call it what you will, to get more acquainted with the circuit. There is Alfie now back in fourth place, Alfie Glennie. Best result for him so far this season was race 1 at Pembrey. Took a fine second position, brace of podia in actual fact there. Abbey Locke has been consistent as well. Has had 3 fourth places and a 6th place in her season thus far, and potentially looking good for a podium here. Abbey Locke starting to pull away from Alfie Glennie. Cadwell Park, regular circuit on the calendar for the Fiesta Juniors. First came here back in 2012 when both the races were won by the British GT front-runner Jack Mitchell. Charlie Liddell was second in the first race. Ben Wilcox, Freddie Lee was in the mix. Aidan Moffat, the British Touring Car Championship runner, was on the podium as well. And those names, of course, tell you what a training ground this championship is for any driver that wants to move up the ladder in British motorsport. Here's our race leader, though, Ollie Turner, championship leader. Turner's had a good season so far with 3 out of 4 wins. Joel Wren taking the other win in race number 1 at Pembrey. And you can see Turner got fastest lap of the race as well, starting to build a bit of a gap over Ted Potts. Ted's already had a podium in round 1 on the 7th of April back at Silverstone. and I think he's being closed in on now by Abbey Lock. So the Woodbridge racer, Abbey Lock, is starting to close in. The Scholar Engines backed machine. Meanwhile, we go back to the front, and it's still Ollie Turner here looking to pick up a 4th win of the season, extend that championship lead. He's got a lead of 32 points over Alfie Glennie, and that will extend. Abbey Lock here looking to move up into 2nd position in the championship. Might have to outperform Glennie in race 2 as well in order to do that. But the Jam Sport prepared car of Ollie Turner, right from the word go in this championship, has been bang on the pace. Remember the great dices he had with Magnus Krickneby, the defending champion, who just did that opening round. Magnus moving on to the Ginetta GT5 Challenge with the race car consultants team later on in the season when he is of age to do so, and that's something that we're looking forward to seeing. Here's Ted Potts still in 2nd place, so Ted doing a grand job at the moment in the Daniels Motorsport prepared car. 4 races in 2018 for him, made his debut at Silverstone last year, and I think Abbey Lock is starting to close in on Ted Potts, so Ted might be under a little bit of pressure soon in the 55 car. Ted, he comes from Heathfield in Sussex, coming up now towards Park Corner, and he'll go around into Chris Curve. Looking at the gap now, the gap is bigger, so he's actually safe in 2nd position at the moment. Ah, that's why, because Abbey Lock, sadly, that's not a sight we wanted to see. Abbey Lock is off the circuit, and that does not look a happy car, and certainly we're not happy about seeing that. It brings out the red flag, and as the flag went out on the lap before, Ollie Turner, the race leader, then in 2nd position Ted Potts as the red flag came out. Abbey Lock was in 3rd, Alfie Glennie was in 4th with fastest lap to Ollie Turner.
Ollie, you managed to stay out of the way of the trouble at the start. What were your thoughts going through as you saw cars going off there?
Well, it got to the 2nd lap and I realised there's 2 people gone, and I was like, okay, where's Alfie gone? And then I've just realised that he's got engine problems, so hopefully he'll sort that one out. But yeah, it was really hectic, and I was like, okay, this should be fairly easy. But then Ted had a good race, so yeah, it was a bit exciting towards the start. So yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic drive. You kept it on the island, unlike some of the others. So congratulations. We look forward to seeing you out there in race 2.
Thank you very much.
Ted, a lot happening in the first couple of laps there.
I got a cracking start on the first leg almost of the race, and I thought I didn't get my brakes quite up to temperature on the warm-up lap, and Ollie did a really good move up the inside, and I was like, I'm pleased with 2nd. I'll just stay this, don't overdrive the car. I'm not going to risk spinning it, because I saw that that everyone spun and there was yellow flags, and I was like, I'm just going to keep my head.
Alfie, a lot of drama going on in that race, and a lot of time there spent while accidents were being cleared up. What was going through your mind during that period?
I was trying to mainly focus on saving the engine, because we've had a lot of drama with the engine this weekend. That was the 3rd engine we've had in the car. It was really bad in power, so I was just trying to get in my mind, just finish the race, get some points and have a good race.
Yeah, the important thing is you made it through to the finish. Is there anything you can do between now and the 2nd race to get a little bit more power out of the car, or is that what you've got?
The team are going to go down and shut the engine down, have a look. I think there's the same problem in the gearbox as well. So yeah, the team are going to try and get it sorted for the next race and hopefully be up there.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out there, and congratulations on your 3rd place.
Thank you.
It's the final race in the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF Tyres here at Cadwell Park. Race 1 winner Ollie Turner is starting on pole position. It's over to Richard to take you through all of the action.
Thanks very much, Lloyd. Here's the grid for race 2 here at Cadwell Park. Ollie Turner, the race 1 winner, on pole position with Ted Potts alongside. Row 2, Alfie Glennie with Joel Wren, and then it's Joseph Loke completing our lineup. Green flag from the back of the field. 5-second board shown just to the right of our shot here. We're ready to go racing once again in the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship here at Cadwell Park. A longish wait for them, and it's a good start by Ted Potts in the TPS Black and Gold 55 machine, who takes the lead from Ollie Turner in second place. Joel Wren gets off the line well in third position. So Wren from fourth on the grid has managed to get around Alfie Glennie off the start. Sadly, we are, of course, missing Abby Locke. We wish her well for a speedy recovery and hope that we'll see her at Snetterton at the end of May. Ted Potts, though, what a start from him, and it's the TPS livery that leads them. Wide moment there for Ollie Turner, who was maybe thinking about looking for a way around the outside line as they come up into Park Corner for the first time. They'll head down into Chris Curve. Alfie Glennie in fifth, with Joseph Loke up ahead of him now. So Loke up into fourth place, fifth on the grid. A positive start for Joseph as we go on board with Joel Wren, and round the outside goes Ollie Turner. Great move. You don't see too many passes there at Cadwell Park, and that was sheer determination from the championship leader Ollie Turner, who made the move going down into the gooseneck. Incredible stuff. And now heading up in towards the mountain once again. Ted Potts wide, a little bit of a lock-up from him, and he goes wide and up into second position there goes Joel Wren. So Joel from fourth on the grid now up into second place, and going through as well is Joseph Loke up into third place. So Loke up into third. It was a super start by Ted Potts. Nobody can take that away from him, but he finds himself now in fourth position, and a little bit of work to do as the race leaders come through the old hairpin down into Barn Corner on lap one here of race 2, round 6 of the 2019 BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. We have a race in prospect now with two men who will have the confidence to know that they are capable of winning around here. Ollie Turner, because he's already done it in race number 1, and the chaser, whom we ride on board with now, Joel Wren, who had pole position from the qualifying session. So Joel knows he's got the pace, and Ollie Turner knows he's already won a race around here. Superb footage as they come out of Charlie's, head down Park Straight, and it's Turner showing a clean pair of heels at the moment, with Wren getting back into his stride. Of course, won't have that experience from the first race under his belt, which Ollie Turner has got, but equally the car might be a little bit fresher perhaps, having had that gearbox issue, which was what stopped him on the line. I think I used the word stalled and then said mechanical problem because it was still moving. It was indeed a gearbox issue in race number 1. Here's the view from Ted Potts. Ted with that second place in race number 1 is going to move him up the championship standings. Could leave here third in the standings by my calcs, even if he stays in fourth position in this one. Championship still obviously led by Ollie Turner, who extended that lead in race number 1. Joel Wren with the non-finish in our first race will be hit points-wise, was in fourth position. I think he'll probably stay in third, just passed by Ted Potts, if things stay the way they are, but we'll have to do the arithmetic at the end of the race. But Turner at the moment in the Jam Sport prepared car doing a good job coming through Barn Corner, down past the control tower here, past the pit lane. No problems for either of these two youngsters. This formula, remember, for 14 to 17-year-olds. You can graduate at 16 and move into other senior formulae, which a lot of drivers do. So for the race organisers, effectively having to renew the driver base every 2 or 3 seasons, which is a difficult thing to do. But as we mentioned in race number 1, we've had a lot of very satisfied customers over the year in this championship, a lot of very successful drivers, including the Jack Mitchell we mentioned, JJ Ross racing Clios over in Spain at the moment, Jeremy Cozier now racing in the Ginetta Challenge, Aaron Thompson racing in Clio Cup, and lots of these drivers, of course, we fully expect to follow in the wheel tracks of all of those successful drivers we've had in the championship over the years. Turner still out front, running well. Joel Wren trying to hunt him down, the pole position man. Wren with a retirement as well at Pembrey. That hit his points total. He's going to be one driver whom we see a proper reflection for in the championship standings when those drop scores start to come into play. So that's going to push him up a bit, because he'll lose that retirement, he'll lose the non-finish in race number 1 as well. And you can see he's keeping the championship leader on his toes here. There's very little to choose between these two. Now, when you've got an evenly matched car and two very fiercely competitive drivers, it's going to be difficult to make an overtake, but as we've already seen, overtaking is possible here at Cadwell, hence the British Racing and Sports Car Club's faith with the place. The drivers love it as well, and we often see some great action. We've got good weather laid on today as well as the race leaders go across the line again. I can tell you that Joel Wren is setting the fastest lap of the race and is closing in ever so slightly now as they go through Coppice, round into Charlie's. Once again, that climb uphill, they continue on the right-hander. This is the Park Straight, pretty much as straight as it gets really at Cadwell. And it is still Ollie Turner, the race leader, looking to make it a 5th win of the season here, and not showing any signs of being phased by having that pole position setting car right behind him. 3rd place is Joseph Lowe. Joseph having a very good run as well at the moment. Thankfully his problems from race number 1 sorted out. He's had some very consistent results. Joined us at Pembrey for the first time, and looks like he may well bag a 2nd career podium. Joseph Lowe comes from Macclesfield, run by Race Car Consultants. I think I told you that in race number 1, and was only turned old enough a few days before Pembrey to join the championship. Joseph Lowe, sponsored by Direct Food Ingredients, goes to All Hallows Catholic College. We're still looking at Ollie Turner, the 16-year-old from Evesham, in the Samco Sports sponsored car, running well out the front and looking to extend the championship lead. Ollie will get hit, of course, by drop scores. If he wins this one, he'll have to drop a win and a 3rd place, which is hard in some respects, but very impressive in other respects as well. Out of Barn Corner, on board with Joel Wren in the 41 car. Across the line they go, picking up the pit signals. Wren still trying to work hard to close in on the leader, Ollie Turner. Half distance in this race now. Should, in theory, go to 7 or 8 laps. All our races with the British Racing and Sports Car Club are timed. And a little wide moment there for Joel Wren. He is trying so hard and drifts a little bit wide, and that might cost him a wee bit of time over the chase of the race leader, Ollie Turner. On board with Wren once again. Perfect conditions. Good few spectators spread around this very long circuit. You've got 2.1 miles of circuit on the outside for the spectators to spread themselves around, and a fair few watching from what you could kind of call the infield section as well. Here we come down the downhill gradient from the Gooseneck into Mansfield Corner once again. Mansfield, the left-hander, which will bring them past the bus stop, which is used by the bike racing here, then left past the hairpin, which is the short track part that's used here, and then up the mountain where they go now. And Turner holds on to lead. He's maybe stretched things out, maybe a couple of lengths at the moment. Past the clubhouse, through Hall Bends and into the old hairpin we go once again. Joel Wren's best lap time, a 1:45.539. It's an average of 74.59 miles per hour. Incredible speed when you consider the twists and turns of this place and the gradients as well. So it's Turner still out front that will cross the line from Joel Wren, who is still in his sights. On board with Ted Potts in 4th position. Clear track ahead of him, not what he wanted. He wanted to be up and challenging, but this is nonetheless going to be a good point score for Ted Potts, who crosses the line. 4th position, he's got Alfie Glennie behind him. Glennie's 2nd in the championship, and I think we'll hold on to that. Had 40 or so points clear, actually a little bit more than that over Ted Potts in the championship, coming here after our weekend at Pembrey, the first outing at the Welsh circuit for this championship. And thankfully, with the good weather, everybody thoroughly enjoyed that. Pembrey's good, wet or dry, I have to say, from personal experience over the years. Always great racing, always a super welcome from Phil Davis and the team down there. And same, of course, here for Cadwell Park, run by Jonathan Palmer and his team for Motorsport Vision. Ollie Turner, though, still out front, looking to make it a double this weekend. potentially a second double of the season, opened up with 2 wins out of 2 at Silverstone. This is the 3rd event for the year. After this weekend we head to Snetterton Bank Holiday weekend in May. A little bit of a break before we go to Brands Hatch in July, and time for these drivers to regroup, take stock, possibly do a little bit of testing. I know the organisers are looking to organise taster days for the Formula as well, and we'll bring you news of that on the programme as soon as it happens. But look at Wren, I think is starting to close in again. The gap is coming down slightly once again. Ted Potts in 3rd place, still chasing hard. The race leader off the line, 4th position here for him. Ted's best lap, a 1:49.3. Alfie Glennie still behind him at the moment in 5th place. All of our starters are still going, so testament to the, you can see a battle-scarred car there for Ted on the side of the car as we looked at it. Last lap, and Ollie Turner he's done the hard work so far in the Samco Sport car. He's got enough, I think, of a breathing space over Joel Wren. For Wren, this is going to put behind him the retirement at Pembrey in race 2, the problems off the line in race 1 here with the gearbox issues, and this puts him back into the mix as far as I'm concerned with a strong 2nd place. He's got the fastest lap as well in this one, and judging by the timing screen, I don't think Ollie Turner's going to pinch the fastest lap off of Joel Wren, who's running in 2nd place, but we've still got half a lap to go, and it's Ollie Turner still out front. We'll climb up the mountain for the last time, coming down now through Mansfield along the short straight, heading up into the mountain now. Look at this superb bit of, this is almost the antidote to the corkscrew at Anglesey, or maybe Anglesey is the antidote to the mountain here, because Anglesey a newer circuit of course than Cadwell Park. But Ollie Turner, and we do go to Anglesey incidentally in August, 18th of August. Look forward to seeing you there if you can make it. It's well worth the visit as they come through the final 2 turns. Old Hairpin is negotiated. Barn Corner is next up, and it's going to be Ollie Turner on the run downhill now. It's just academic for him down towards the checkered flag, and Ollie Turner is going to win round 6 of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship here at Cadwell. 2nd place goes to Joel Wren, back on the podium after 2 problematic races. Here's the result. Turner from Joel Wren, Joseph Loke 3rd, Ted Potts in 4th, and Alfie Glennie in 5th, fastest lap to Joel Wren.
Ollie, congratulations on the win in race 2. Not quite as exciting as the first race though, was it?
Well, you say that, but I've been chased down by Joel Wren, and it was good effort from him. We had a good race, but yeah, it seems to be less carnage in that one. So yeah, it's a good race in the end. Yeah, it's good.
Joel, congratulations on 2nd place and driver of the meeting. You must be pretty thrilled to come away with that.
Yeah, it was a really good race to be honest. I didn't have the best first race, something wrong with the drive shaft went. But yeah, 2nd race was good. I was battling it out with Ollie Turner, suffering a little bit with understeer, but no, it's a good race.
Joseph, well done on your 3rd place. Good racing as well.
Yeah, went quite well. Got a good start. Just got past Alfie Glennie straight away, and then Ted made a mistake into the chicane, and over the mountain I managed to get a better exit and just held it up the inside.